Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to another night of ESL Challenger League Asia. Season 48 now, Mitch. We're into week number 4. I'm Conky. This is Pilski. Mitch, mate, how you been?
I mean, fantastic, you know. We've got a lot of good CS going on. We've got a lot of other esports kicking some events on. So it's good to get back down to kind of the grassroots of things, at least here in Asia. See how some of the teams that are up and coming are kind of, you know, plodding along. See how they're improving and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We also have a grassroots events in Australia that I'm going to be participating at or going to this weekend. So we love to see all these ECLs going on.
Absolutely. It's been, plenty of stuff going on and, you know, some reasonable success. Like what I've been watching, bloody Talon enter into Counter-Strike, into an Oceanic team, a little bit of success there. All around. And, you know, Mongols had a pretty decent run at EWC, things like that. So, but what we're here for, Mitch, is obviously Asia as per usual. We've been Asia enjoyers for a long, long time now. So let's dive into the standings. There has been a few chops and changes over the last couple of weeks after 3 pretty solid starting weeks. And as always, you know, you've got the teams that kind of don't get a chance to enter in due to maybe some other competitions. And one of those teams will be watching this evening. But for now, no real surprises where everyone's kind of sitting. You know, I think Bromo, as we were speaking about last time we were on the broadcast, Mitch, they've been putting up some pretty cool numbers, a little bit of a Chinese mixed squad, part of New Happy previously. Tyloo, no real surprises there. They're looking to put up some pretty good numbers as well. Atox also doing good things. But yeah, tonight, you know, some of the focus around some of the other teams and, you know, some of those Eastern Russian teams that we've got playing have been looking pretty cool too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've kind of been staples. Minus 72C's doing pretty good there. You got the CGG team and GR Gaming, who we'll get a little bit of a look at tonight. A couple of East Russian teams kicking around for the last couple of seasons in ECL, and they've kept themselves there. They haven't been relegated. They've done well enough to stay in the competition, and at times, particularly for a team like GR Gaming, they made it pretty deep in the competition. Tyloo up 14-2, only recently assembling their Chinese super team. Is a worrying prospect for anyone that wants to try to make it to ESL Pro League. You're probably looking at second place at this point, the way that they're looking.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been looking really, really strong straight out the gate. And obviously a lot of pressure, I suppose, on their shoulders off the back of that, sort of looking at some of these other competitions that are going on around the bend as well. You know, lots of eyes are very much looking back to the old glory days where we saw, 2018 Tyloo making some pretty good runs at the international standards. So yeah, hoping that we can bring the region back that way. And I think I've seen, you know, a lot of content like, what was it, Jordan doing another geographically challenge, talking with Kai from Mongols about how the region's been looking really good and things along those lines. So I'm loving to see that we've got, you know, a much broader scope of Asia, as well as, you know, not just China anymore, where some really, really good talents coming out and showing up in the server, both in this competition and others.
Yeah, I mean, it's the strongest it's ever been. Is the reality of it, that just thanks to the strength of the Mongolian region, and if the Chinese region can continue to improve as well, that'll be fantastic. You know, you do have Tyloo and Mongols repping pretty well. Hopefully Tyloo continues a bit of a meteoric rise, and we can keep an eye on that here in ECL as well. Not so much for Mongols, because they have kind of surpassed what the point of this league is, really. The point of this league is to grind your way into some of those international events. And usually for Asian teams, that means being pretty mediocre and getting knocked out pretty early. But as of late, that means actually being not only an underdog, but a team that can actually be pretty decent and make it reasonably far in those events, which is only going to open the way for more teams to try to ascend.
Absolutely, and that's what we need, right? You know, we need those teams to kind of go off and instead of relying on qualifiers to get into the bigger events, you know, they get into the world ranking, they get those invites accordingly, and that's where they, end up leaving these spots up for some other teams. But of course, our 2 matches that we, our 2 best of ones that we're going to be witnessing tonight, we've got GR and Lynn Vision tonight, Mitch. So teams that we have been, you know, following along with for a little while now. Obviously, Lynn Vision, as we know, as you mentioned, GR Gaming as well. A little bit of a roster change to my understanding from the last time I cast them back in season 47, but Lynn Vision, they're also, you know, a little bit more of the talking point with Flying and Fufu coming in more recent times.
Yeah, I think Flying's been around for a little while and has obviously been a hot prospect in the Chinese scene for the longest time. You know, Lynn Vision still got the core 3 of that successful team that has went back a long, long way and has been kind of kicking around the international scene, even turning a few heads here and there. I'd say this is far from the strongest Lynn Vision we've ever seen. And we'll see how their team will kind of develop and whether they're going to be able to, try to live up to the standards that they've set for themselves. Whereas a GR Gaming team that, it wouldn't be too uncommon to see this team top 4ing a tournament, top 6ing a tournament. They're going to be kind of the team sitting outside of the strong Chinese teams, the strong Mongolian teams that are really contesting for those Pro League spots. We haven't really seen them do much better than that and actually go ahead and qualify for an international event, but they're always making it pretty deep in playoffs, and they're always going to be a tough team to beat that will, push some of these better teams a little bit, depending if they're feeling it on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we need. And hopefully, there's going to be some opportunities for teams like that to get onto some LAN events and, really sort of establish themselves as rosters further forward. But there's definitely talent out there, right? There's definitely some of these hot prospects, and, maybe across future seasons or stuff like that, we might see them integrate into some other rosters. Obviously, a little bit more challenging sometimes with language barriers, but that's the thing that I've really enjoyed personally about this, sector. Like Oceania has obviously been our bread and butter for a long, long time, but with Asia, it has been much more expensive, and it's been what typically, we used to think a little bit more about like Korea and stuff like that. But yeah, with like Mongolia, Eastern Russia, things like that, it's been, really, really nice to sort of see over the last little bit. But yeah, Lynn Vision, I think you're sort of similar position in that, like wondering what this current 3 is going to be looking like after the changes and things like that, with Starry and G moving to other opportunities. But they were looking like, almost sort of on top prior to the Mongols' resurgence for a little bit. So yeah, definitely interested to see where they end up after a little bit.
Yeah, I think, we recently saw them playing at a LAN where they did get 3rd, 4th place, actually went down to Chingiz Warriors that made it all the way to the grand final. They are, Lynn Vision, let's face it, are the reigning champions of Season 47 ESL Challenger League. I'd be surprised if they win back-to-back given the circumstances, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, we're going to find out, obviously, what we've got there with our cheeky little vetoes to come on in as well. We've got the 2 best of ones, as we know. So we'll talk about best of one, number 1, first of all. And okay, Dust 2. There we go. A little bit of a change of pace there. We've had some changes to the map in the last little bit. Just, sort of, I haven't really had a chance to see it too much. I think we actually walked through it in a game for Oceania maybe 2 weeks ago, like the day after the change, and I was wondering if it was a little bit of a pocket pick, but it didn't actually go the way of Arcade, who picked the map their way. So we'll have to see what we've actually got some strategy out of here between these 2 teams now that it's been out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I haven't got too much data on whether GR plays it very much, because a lot of the ECL games, you don't see them on HLTV. But at least for Lynn Vision, even their games on HLTV in the last couple of months, they played a lot of Dust 2, and they got a pretty good strike rate on it. So they should feel pretty confident on this map. I remember when the map came out, they honestly, you would see Lynn Vision even picking it or willing to play it in this series pretty early on. So not too surprised to see that come through.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, obviously, despite the moderate changes that we've had of this map over the many, many years, it's still, a near on 25-year staple that we've had in its form to, teams are going to be picking it up for years and years and years, even to come whilst it's in that active map pool. So, yeah, definitely, things to see. I think it's a best of one territory map where anything can kind of happen. So we'll see what sort of goes on. But I think Lynn Vision pretty strong in this one. That's definitely going to be picked up by our predictions, Mitch. I think lots of people would be a little bit surprised if we were going the other way there. It's just too consistent of a roster, and even with the changes to the roster, as you sort of mentioned, flying a staple for a long, long time, and a Fufu, a bit more of a new blood roster. I actually haven't seen much of him as of yet. I saw a couple of the games, I think, in the XC series, which was nice. So yeah, keen to see obviously how he goes in the server as well, but just a very, very strong and established team over the years.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if they've announced like a actual 5th for Lynn Vision yet. I think there's still like a 4-man roster, so I don't know if it's like a trial or if it's like a, stand-in kind of situation. You also have pretty roster changes for 1 month and half a year for and apparently he's been playing for the team, but 1 month for 7 nations. So a couple of little changes coming in there for GR Gaming as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we've got to highlight the Kadir player to watch. Admits I picked this one just purely out of bias from watching one of their games. I think it was obviously only from a couple of days where Lynn Vision stomped on top of Bad News Kangaroos in a way, and that was partially because of Amelia's performance in the server. But look, him on the rifle, young prospect, 19 years old. He's been really, really good for quite some time now, and it's not uncommon for us to be saying his name in the server.
Yeah, for sure. I think, he has a lot of big event experience. The core of this team does have a lot of big event experience. Even Flying has a fair bit of, decent event experience playing in Asia and things like that. So I think for Lynn Vision, and I'm pretty sure Flying would have gone over with Lynn Vision to a couple of these events as well. So, they still should be able to perform very, very well in this atmosphere. They did win the last season with the majority of this roster. I don't think GR Game is going to be giving too many problems, and I really wouldn't be surprised if some of the core players play very, very well, like Amelia.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a lot of the time, like, Lynn Vision's a team that's only really going to get trounced by, your Tyloo, your Mongols, things like that. I think, they might be getting a bit of a run in from someone like maybe an Atox or something this season, but they are just a very, very strong and experienced team. And as we sort of mentioned before, it's up against international talent at the exact same time. They've got a lot of reps. They played at the majors. They've been around in that regard. And I think they actually, towards the tail end of last year, pretty sure, spent a bit of time in Europe trying to really kind of establish themselves there, boot camping for periods of time. So, but yeah, look, ultimately, you're never going to count a team like GR Gaming out. They can always have some really sharp individual moments. So Dust 2 is definitely a map to do it on as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, we're even seeing some other bigger lands going on at the moment. The finals of a big land go on right now that Lynn Vision were playing in. And unsurprisingly, it's going to be a Mongolian team versus a Chinese team. So that is just the strength of these two regions at the moment. And look, it's 1-1. It's competitive. I'd love to see East Russia throw their name in the ring as well.
Yeah.
And make this a 1-1 today. And to be honest, given the state of Lynn Vision at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if GR Gaming could steal a map.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's what happens in these best of ones, right? Online group stages, maybe going in with a little bit of complacency or something like that. And you can more than happily be upset on some of these ones. But yeah, no, loving to see that as well. Like, it's just like as a general sort of thing, right? Obviously we focus on some of these tournaments that we have been a part of and everything like that. But there's been so much more kind of activity around, I'm feeling like lately, like seeing, some of the more smaller organizers throwing out some events here and there. And like you said, the Oceanic land that's coming up this weekend, things like that. It just means that there's like so many more opportunities for these teams and players to get runs on the board. And even if it might be a bit more of a fun event, at least it's some LAN experience. You're hanging out with your teammates offline and things like that. So the more and more of these events that kind of occur and go on, it's really, really cool. So, and I think now, especially like with Asia, with the Mongols already establishing themselves really, really well, having, one power team maybe in Tyloo, then kind of that question mark on the second place, like who goes over there, and if they go over to Pro League and they do well, like what's that going to mean for the rest of the region? We've got the major towards the end of the year, the RMR coming up, like that extra spot for Asia in general. So things are good, things are making me happy. And what also makes me happy, Mitch, getting into the server, Dust 2. It's going to happen right now, and it is obviously in the server. So I'm keen to see what we've got coming out from both these teams this evening.
Yeah, for sure. Give GR Gaming the benefit of the doubt. I'd love to see them try to take a map here, try to take a best of one. They haven't had the best of starts to the league so far, 3-5. Lynn Vision as well haven't played too many games yet, and there's that could be a player to watch. Getting Goosh straight away and taken out of the equation. Long control taken by GR Gaming quite easily. Don't have to commit to long though. They still have Wecht lurking in through unders. So could potentially go back and retake some mid control. Maybe try to go for an A split. Don't have to force the issue too much. But they've lost a pick on long in the meanwhile.
Creeping around. Do have a nice little cross there, but flying. Way too sharp. Getting up towards short. Going to push on in. Unable to connect that shot. And he's going to be taken down in the end by Overdose there. So moving on up. It's another one. Actually, Kinzo, sorry. His name's in the server. That's 3 for him as well. My God. Very, very quick in the end there for Kinzo. So well done from him. 7-8 to close the round. And GR will walk away with a very aim-Julie opening pistol round here on Dust 2.
Yeah, and that's how they play. Expect more of that for the majority of the games tonight. Lynn Vision, on the other hand, for a Chinese team especially, a little bit more structure. They do like to play aggressive in general, but there's definitely method to the madness a little bit. GR, a flash mediocrity out onto long. He gets on that nice info line and doesn't see anyone over there, so really wouldn't be surprised to see more T's joining him and in general. You do love to go for a bit of long control anti-eco and use that rifle advantage if you can.
Oh, my God. This guy's a sharpie. Very, very nice start there. Again, only really the pistol, so nothing to get too excited about just yet. It's really on GR Gaming to play this one well. Make sure they don't overwhelm themselves, give too much away. Good stuff from Sallow. And Weck as well will be able to take down a Fufu. So flying, last one standing, should not walk away with anything. You'll get one for his troubles, but it is just going to be the Mackie. So I think that's pretty decent money there. No AKs lost for GR. They've got 3 moving in towards the next round, and that'll be a really, really sort of happy start for them. But obviously all eyes are going to be on this opening gun round.
You get a bit of a B spawn here for GR as well. Something that you might want to take into the first gun round, knowing that the CTs are going to be a little bit more strapped for you, Tilt. So they do actually end up going for that, or go for like a faster mid to B. I feel like with the popularity of Dust 2 coming back into the map pool, it's the kind of thing that you do want to see more spawn-based play compared to what you see on other maps. And they are pretty heavily set up towards the B tunnels here. Westmelon flashed onto the line. He's going to fall off and might not be a good timing for him to do so, as GR starting to pop back in. Flash is going to be flying over the top very quickly, and he's punished crossing flat there.
Great shot from a Fufu, the one tap onto Nation. So at least he makes something work, but he's going to have to wait for the plant now. Molotov down towards window. Looks like flying will get there nice and close, but just a warning spam for now. And they're going to have to retake it in full 4v4. But how's Sallow's position here? He's going to be able to pick up Zaka. Very, very nicely done. Looks to get the second. Flying will find the trade out. But I think Lynn Vision, you know, they're not super keen on getting back into this one after that damage. And that'll be a 30 for GR. Good stuff.
They're going to force the CTs on an early save. Want to be responsible with the economy if possible. But yeah, taking that B spawn, not necessarily using the timing of the spawn, but just kind of a bit more of a contact approach. Punishing the peak onto plat with multiple players posted up, and then the util to fly over the top to help facilitate the B hit. Worked out a treat for them.
Terrorists win.
Seen GR Gaming a number of times get off to some pretty good starts, and I would kind of classify them as a pretty streaky team. When things are going really well for GR Gaming, then they look like they're a much better team in the server, but it can very quickly flip the other way.
Yep. Now, for sure. I think I saw sort of similar things maybe on the side of like IHC, Bro Mode, like where the moments of brilliance are really, really there, and you know they have a good streak of rounds, but then it can quickly be squashed. But on control, the trade back out as well in positioning. Sallow is actually going to be able to get the opener here as well. Traded out by Westmelon, so that mid control does work out in favor. Westmelon a second, so he's going to be happy with that one. For the time being, we'll walk back down towards bottom mid now and relinquish his position back on short. Happy with the advantage.
Got Westmelon being a bit of a turret in the middle of the map right here. Anchor work from flying over on B, and just these 2 players posted up towards long. As more time elapses, GR Gaming applying pressure towards long and middle. Lynn Vision getting concerned that there is a bit more of a spread around the map. Starting to digging up these players. It's going to continue on the swing, risking his life. It's a double swing from Cat. It was all just an elaborate bait to trade down the player. And this will allow Westmelon to actually slip into lower dark.
Nation lucky to pick up the bomb there as well. Zach is going to reposition up towards short now. With this AWP, 45 seconds left. They do have to potentially look to fight mid here. Flying will get a little bit of a tap up, but Westmelon's position in lower dark, as you mentioned, really, really solid. Zaka narrowly missing, but we'll get the shot onto mediocrity. There you go. Westmelon, very nice 4K from the IGL, the captain. And that will be Lynn Vision getting their first round on the board. Looked actually pretty comfortable after the opening, Mitch.
I think they recognize, you know, GR Gaming is a pretty straightforward approach. You haven't seen them really lurk too much. They do leave a player behind to kind of deal with the rotations. But in terms of active lurking in the mid-round, haven't seen that too much yet. And Lynn Vision, I feel like wherever they spot players from GR, they just kind of want to mobilize in that area and fight, particularly in the XVX. That's exactly what they did over towards middle and catwalk. Just continuing to swing, continuing to pull more and more players over until they find themselves in a winning position. Big crossfire over middle. In this round, though, you have that quick spawn from Zaka to post up on Long Heart and try to kill that long defaulter. does end up legging him, and it's a pretty equal exchange of damage. And in the meanwhile, after realizing long control's been taken by the CTs, GR starting to do what you do on Dust 2. Go and pressure short, try to take control over there, pressure the mid to B split.
Hoping to see the short prog smoke, maybe to try and get a little bit more of that control here. Still plenty of utility to work. There's just going to be that initial peek onto Zaka. Does fall away empty-handed for the time being, so still this 5-on-5 stalemate.
Short control player outside of long, so you are going to get this short execute of some variety, it looks like, with that late lurk on through long from Seven Nations, who's quite low. A Fufu looking to contest inside of the smoke. Molly behind the piece. HE does a lot of damage. It's a 1-for-1 early on, and Amelia getting traded out as well. Leaves Zaka very low on HP, alone on the site. Has to try to hold. Not quite connecting all of these shots, but now the rotations have come through.
Ooh. Connecting on that final shot, really sort of giving the extra life back to the side of Lynn Vision. Westmelon now just a small breath of air. Will throw away Nation, and he does get taken. Now looking for the boost up on towards the site. Mediocrity, no HP, and it's going to be Westmelon with the 2K to close out the round on the retake here. Great work done there by Zaka. You know, GR Gaming did really well to sort of trade out that position on the aggression up short, but then the second that additional shot from Zaka came through, it made it really, really hard for GR Gaming to sort of limp through with only, 20 points of HP on each of them.
Yeah, this took too long to clean up the AWPA and the lurk in from long, not having too much impact, unfortunately. But that's two good gun rounds in a row from Lynn Vision after, round 3 went the way of GR Gaming with a couple of rifles lost. It started to look like a more favorable game to the CT side. Money starting to build up. They've broken the T side economy and will earn themselves an anti-eco to even things up 3-3 with a strong economy to boot.
Yeah, nice little swing round. Good opportunity for them here. Just a quick pause. Fufu yet to buy, so just a quick pause. Same with Amelia. We'll find out what's happening on that one shortly, I'm sure, but shouldn't be too far away of what we've got going on. But yeah, look, I'm liking this, recovery from Lynn Vision. As I said, I think it was looking pretty straightforward. GR Gaming, they need to make sure that they're not too readable and too basic in this approach into the rounds, and give Lynn Vision something to at least think about and consider, because it has been a relatively short approach up towards mid and not taking advantage too much of dark tunnels or, minimal long control.
1 Euro AK and a bunch of upgraded pistols is all that GR Gaming is really lending to this round. Move on to long corner and flashes over the top, trying to get the CTs interested, but it's all of these T's into middle, spotted by Zaka scaling straight up cap.
Yeah, making it really hard. Salo does get legged, I do believe, there, but Amelia taking very, very low in the process. Good nade, Zaka. Only needs the pistol as well. He will get traded out in the end by Kinzo. And now it does make it a little bit more challenging from this CT position, but obviously Lynn Vision with that long control is going to be a hard one for GR to try and flat out here. Their only really option is to go back towards short. And if they do try to fight something, they should get their heads ripped off. There's one from Fufu. Now they are going to start to press in, get here, Mediocrity. The Hero AK does see another, flying tagged up low as well. Good damage, but Fufu, he will be able to find another one here. That's the AK down. Great shot from Wecht. Now there's 2v2. Very nice late lurk there from Salo, and man, flying minimal HP. Has the molly, smoke, and HE, but Salo in the long position, picking up that one. What a great late lurk there from top mid, Mitch. And a 4th round for GR Gaming off the back of the pistols.
He's been posted up, controlling the rotations there every single round. And then, as I mentioned, not really too active in the mid round, but coming into impact in the late round. And that is an eco one there by GR Gaming really nicely. That was a potential opportunity for Lynn Vision to actually swing the game back in their control. Completely missed here. Giving a bunch of rifles over to GR, giving them a very healthy buy. And pretty weak buy over to Lynn Vision. Down to an MP9, bullied out of long by the security utility from GR Gaming, and Amelia spammed straight down before the round even gets going.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice change of pace and approach here. 4 out long, 1 just holding tunnels there. Westmelon going to walk straight into the crosshair of Mediocrity. Doesn't quite connect, but it's information gathered now. At least that'll sort of pull the pin on any further over aggression from Lynn Vision. There is that rotation, so they've got some sort of a call all, but it is going to be a little bit of settling down now towards GR Gaming.
Going to start working up that left wall. Mediocrity left on a very late lurk. Here's the smoke from the cross. GR Gaming is going to start making roads towards the side of the vision. Very heavily stacked up here. All 4 CTs in position. All 3 applying pressure. Spamming some smoke and peeking together. Making this side take impossible for GR Gaming right now, Mitch.
Damn. What a shift in the round. Very, very well reacted there by Lynn Vision now. Last 2 members, information already gathered. Going to have to rely on some good shots here from Mediocrity. And now all left onto Weck. Didn't quite spot the head there of Flying. And they're just lined up so nicely. Narrowly missing that shot. But by the time they sort of get any reaction, it's Flying to swing out towards the top of short there. So well done. Very nice response there from Lynn Vision. Not letting GR get any momentum off of the back of that last pistol round.
That's just what Lynn Vision have been doing so well. They just mobilize to wherever the pressure is and stack, even if they're at a numbers deficit. All of the CTs just move together and fight for the same part of the map. They don't worry too much about holding the extremities, which is something that, look, if GR Gaming start to cotton onto, they could start to potentially abuse with some lurks out, you know, upper dark or long late into the round. Stand soak, force bite, orbs out for Wecht. Trying to get onto this line towards BC to punch a player. Actually, Sallow in middle to get that Deagle headshot. A 1-for-1 leaves a lot of pressure onto Flying here.
Absolutely, does have the support now from Amelia, but it looks like GR Gaming have actually pulled the pin here. Sallow's made some sort of a call as he's controlled some space up short here. This rotation, I mean, if they go towards lowers, might be able to get called off. It's a great repositioning from Lynn Vision. 2 members now looking to sort of refocus that position. I think they're going to get caught out here, Mitch.
Yeah, they've done time and time again so well. Just rotating as a team, pushing together, sandwiching GR in the middle of the map. This might start as the long anchor, but you can definitely mobilize in the mid-round. Now Sallow left on his own. He hit a hell of a shot to start the round off on that player in mid from, I think, catwalk to bottom mid there, over the top of a smoke with the Deagle. Can't do much more than that. And Lynn Vision, once again, from, I believe, a numbers deficit, have just rotated on the CT side in the mid-round correctly and won the round as a result of it.
Absolutely. You know, clearly they've got their head kind of well across the GR Gaming approach. And immediately, the second they know that GR Gaming pulls the pin, it's like, okay, we've got to react, we've got to respond, let's push mid. And they get 2 members lacking and then a 3rd to boot on the trade. So awesome stuff from GR Gaming, and Lynn Vision rather, and just proving their experience again. As Westmelon gets the opening peak, Zaka gets whacked, and yeah, it's really starting to fall apart a little bit here for GR Gaming. And we're not that far into the game, Mitch. It feels like, despite the even scoreline, Lynn Vision feel very much in control.
Yeah, they're being very proactive, just playing confident and together as a team, which has been, you know, a big strength of theirs for a long time, having the chemistry of a very long-standing core, one of the longest-standing core in Counter-Strike at the moment. Just playing on the same team together, 3 of these guys for, I don't even know, 5 years or something now. Let me check what the actual figure is.
Yeah, Westmelon originally joined 2017, you know, so that's such a long time ago.
7
Zaka,
years.
2019.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy, hey?
He's only 23. He joined the team when he was 16. And just played for that team forever.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, a couple different changes, a couple different shifts. Always hanging around.
Well, it's around 10 now. Not a particularly awe-inspiring eco attempt from GR. Now into a gun round where they really lack util, which is a problem on T-Star Dust too. Like, you're not going down to Galil to be able to run your map control protocols. You are very limited in what you can do, and the CTs can abuse that, not only with the superior util, but they've actually gone for a double orb here. Given the fact there's only 2 or 3 flashes to make your way through, get through the map. If your movement's not on point, if you're making mistakes, you're going to be losing picks.
Another good opening shot there from Flying on that second AWP. Now Fufu, though, got a bit of pressure on him. The flash makes it tricky, makes it awkward. But look at this hesitation from GR, not getting out to the trade. Inzo does go up over hard, but that's only one and done for him. There's a little bit of a re-aggression there from Zaka. Look how quickly these members of Lynn Vision are here now. It's going to be so hard for this bomb to get planted. Still stuck towards Car. Is Wecht. 3 members just waiting for a response, a reaction out of GR Gaming here. Zaka just watching that line towards Heaton.
GR just cutting noise. Tapping the bomb. Have got a re-smoke for door and a little bit of util. Lynn Vision have got a fair bit of util to try to attempt this site retake. They were waiting out the door smoke, but as it's refreshed, that's going to complicate things, especially with Wex sitting straight inside of it.
Patience now. Wex playing close, as you mentioned. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? Already out through the smoke, though. Not being in a position to trade, though. A little bit scrappy from Lynn Vision here. Zaka might just want to save the AWP at this point in time. We'll be able to get the exit onto Wex, but I think they should have his number here. Never mind, Zaka gets another. Can't be looking to give too much more. But Sallow, he'll secure the round, living on in towards the dark depths. And yeah, okay, so GR tying up the scoreline. This is that thing, right? Like, the rounds that Lynn Vision have won have been extremely convincing. You know, gun rounds pretty much all the way through. It was pistol on the second for GR Gaming that they secured nicely. But, you know, they have done quite well, but most of these rounds have come from these kind of weird quasi-buys. You know, we saw the Hero AK from Mediocrity one of those rounds. Lynn Vision are just winning the true Counter-Strike of Counter-Strike rounds, and GR are getting these kind of caught-off-guard rounds here and there.
I mean, I like the approach, though. You've got a util disadvantage, and not that they knew it, but they'll a B play like that works out a treat. Amelia winning the duel to lowers from Westmount. Still guard though by Kinzo. Got missed by Zaka, but Afufu's there to keep him safe at least. So man advantage maintained by Lynn Vision, and GR once again it's going to be this one-dimensional approach, just trying to set things up long.
Absolutely. Nade gives a little bit of information, but just going to be waiting for that one again. Obviously blowing up the smoke. Trying to hold that control, and a third as well to try and get that additional information. Spotting out Nation does cross towards the site here, but it's a jump up high, and Afufu is going to be able to take him down quickly. Great approach from Zaka on the boost spot there. And now once again, all left onto Mediocrity. They haven't set themselves up at all in position to trade here, GR Gaming, and he should go down very, very quickly. So nicely done from Lynn Vision once more, taking back the lead 6-5 as we move on into the final round of the half. But I think overall, yeah, look, you know, surprisingly, it's just the curse of Conky here. I think the Kadia player to watch Amelia, the lowest fragger, but everyone else on the side of Lynn Vision, all nice and even. But I suppose the same could be said for GR Gaming as well.
Yeah. Going into this last round with a pretty woeful bye. All rights should be a 7-5 for Lynn Vision, and given the fact that they got eco'd earlier or forced support against once or twice, it's a more clean game for them. Duels on long and in middle, won by GR Gaming with the weaker weaponry. But we'll see if Lynn Vision has the advantage once again. 7 Nations, 7 Cat, Afufu punishes, and able to actually get that headshot onto Mediocrity despite losing most of his HP.
Yeah, pretty sharp. Old Afufu from the youth roster, the academy roster. Back to a 2-on-2 though. Salazera will be able to find it. He's actually good for a 30 here potentially. Might be able to clutch the round, but no, it'll be Amelia, a Kadir player to watch to close out the half, as Lynn Vision will close at 7-5. And the second half is now upon us. Lynn Vision leading it out 7-5 against GR Gaming. GR Gaming had a pretty good start to the previous. Let's see if they can back it up as now they move on to the CT side.
Yeah. That's true. And I was trying to think up a joke, something CT's nuts, but I'm not creative enough. Lynn Vision, they're not really doing a whole lot of anything. They're just sitting around in Long Hut, clearing out long. They have realized that it's not a stack over there. There isn't really any mid pressure either. So they're a bit confused about what's going on. They're going to throw a smoke to double doors, molly deeper up onto Count and get themselves set up for some kind of long push. Kinzo repositioning over towards Palvo could be a problem. He's going to take a duel with Amelia, but ends up worse for it. And now GR Gaming starting to feel some pressure on this A site.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off. Playing that car position, unfortunately not super well. Good trade out though in position. Sallow, Nation, doing very, very well to try to recover the rest of the team there. Sallo's had a bit of a heater. He's a very, very sharp player. Nation also picking up another to close out the round. Very nice little tandem dance of the Devils up on that A site, peeking out towards long. And GR Gaming can continue to rely on their pistol prowess here. It's a second pistol round in this opening best of one.
See if Lynn Vision opt to force here. Despite no bomb plant, Zach is going to get himself a scout. He's going to back himself, but the rest of the boys not necessarily feeling it. Bomb's been left behind in small. Zach are looking to take duels on middle. Wet, here's the shot of the scout, trying to get out of dodge if he can. Lesman will drive on top of him, but hold on. I thought it was Lynn Vision that were trapping him in. Actually, it's Wecht who wants to go and farm with the MP9 and does exactly that.
Makes it nice and easy, steezy. Flying, swinging on out. Obviously, bomb a long way from home. He's going to be hoping for a single frag, but Mediocrity is going to be able to take him down there. So nicely done. GR Gaming typed the scoreline again. And they certainly haven't been sleeping in this one, Mitch, here. I think, you know, Lynn Vision, again, the rounds that they have won have been very, very convincing. But, yeah, it's these aimers on GR Gaming that can really sort of hit those shots, overwhelm a little bit. And they are putting up a bit of a game for us, which is nice to see.
Yeah, remaining competitive. That's the bare minimum, kind of what we expect from these guys. Like, they do tend to get pretty deep in these tournaments and play a lot of solid opponents in Asia. They're kind of like a bit of a gatekeeper team in Asia at the moment. Nice HE nade from Mediocrity. Does a lot of chip damage to Lynn Vision. He's spotted one player crossing. In comes the hit onto him. They're being supportive utility to try to keep him alive. They cross doors and with flashes and spilling tees. It's been taken out of the equation. They should get themselves a free B site.
Should be able to find that bomb plant as well. Default plant going in as of now. Actually moving it back, shifting up over towards Heaton side on the other side of the double stack. And now as we see this rotation come around, looks like they're actually happy to walk away with those weapons. Amelia will be able to confirm that now with the footsteps down from dark. So pretty ground there from Lynn Vision, brute forcing their way on towards that B site, and they're going to be happy with the position here. 3 AKs rather, 2 Galils. Still going for those exits as well. Going to try to pick up Wecht here. And there's another one dropping. So only the scout going down so far, but GR Gaming want to make sure that they take what they've got into this next one, namely the utility in the hands of Sallow and Nation.
Terrorists win. Clean. That's a great start to the T side here. For Lynn Vision, despite losing the pistols, have kept themselves pretty competitive outside of losing a round or two here, particularly against some of these half buys and things like that. If they can keep that under control, then they should be sweet. Here's the proper buy, though, after the bonus for GR Gaming. MP9's kept over. AWP comes out for Wecht and a couple of rifles to boot. Jump spot from Zachar in middle. AWP will cross the B and get over onto that deep B line. Multiple mollies invested to try to get that long control for GR Gaming. Lynn Vision are quite happy to give that up and just go with some quick mid and cat control.
Shot. It's going to be Kinzo finding 1 and 2 before he's traded Fufu, unfortunately, losing his teammates in that position as such, will have to relinquish mid control. Getting back towards short now. Oh, Weck, he's going to be in a really, really rough position now, straight down to the molly of flying. So after that hard work was put in from Kinzo's MP9, it has been traded out accordingly. And now Sallow moving back in towards CT, thinking they might be making their way up B ramp. They are absolutely not. They've repositioned towards short here, Mitch. And whilst we're seeing control being found by Nation, it's not really going to be for much. Unless he does manage to get this pick onto flying here. Should get some info, and he absolutely will. Holds the control, and now they have to just speed up straight towards this site and take control as quickly as they can, knowing that long should be free.
Yeah, they're still not fighting for that long control, though. Just wanting to get that short plant down and play the post plant from that position. They've got 2 players to deal with, though, with Mediocrity and Sallow. Flash being set up, but it's actually the T flash that lands first and throws off their timing a little bit, so they're going to have to get in here and try and get the trade molly landing behind the teams 1 for 1, and that molly was beautiful from Sallow. That basically wins them the round on the spot, and GR getting themselves an 8th.
It's not even just the amount of frags he's got right now, the impact that he's been having. So many multi-frags that have kind of determined the pace of the round. Very nicely done from Sallow. 16-9, gets the AWP for the team. Still with some utility in hands. That'll go over to Weck, so they'll have a pretty happy looking little buy here, but Lynn Vision obviously can say the same. AWP will be brought through for Zaka. Yeah, we'll see if they can respond here, but otherwise it's a bit of a potential swing round opportunity for GR to get a couple on the board. Ow.
Control. Gonna be the name of the game here. Zaka already finding a peek through double doors and flying with a great opener. Thanks to the supportive flashes from Amelia, they're just continuing to push the issue. 2 CTs.
Oh my god!
Sallow's lost it. He's absolutely lost it. And GR Gaming has absolutely lost that round as well.
Jesus. Weck's going to have to go big here. It's going to be a tough lineup. Oh, Zaka's looking straight onto that line, and he's going to be able to find the shot as well. But man, what a change of pace there. The drop down straight through the mid doors to get that shot onto the boost. And then the quick long take as well. You know, they were so ready for that Lynn Vision. There was no hesitation. And GR Gaming had nothing for it.
Gonna go back down onto a half or a deagle armor buy, something like that, half buy. They're not really got much loss bonus despite the solid attacking, so we're not even talking really about double AWP territory or anything like that there for GR Gaming. They are not in a good position on the CT side at all, and Lynn Vision getting themselves ready to take 10 here. Emilia caught off guard by the flash. That is a pretty common play on the ecos, just to let the teams take long control and then get in there with the flash, and it's worked out an absolute treat to find an opening pick. But meanwhile on the other side of the map, Westmelon's found Mediocrity, and Lynn Vision's just quite happy to pivot back to B, set themselves up a pretty nice post.
Yeah, absolutely. As always, Lynn Vision's adaptation mid-round after getting that information. Walking away with a round completely solo in his 2 picks, and GR Gaming, whilst there's not really a whole lot to save, you know, Kinzo might want to take that AK in towards the next round. 2,600 basically in the bank for each player, so they'll be happy to try and fight this good fight. But Lynn Vision going to walk away with a pretty cool double-digit scoreline with 10. And yeah, look, whilst there's been a couple moments, you know, the good thing is always about Lynn Vision is that they don't often show like that strain or sweat or pressure too often.
They're going to get themselves pretty clean double digits. 8k retained here for Kinzo. And we'll see if GR Gaming can kind of flex them up a little bit. The Eagles can try to do some further damage here from backyard and lower dark, but no one on Lynn Vision's peeking at all. Good discipline being shown despite pretty hefty bank accounts for the T's right now. 6+ K on most of these players. So setting themselves up very well to win this game on the T side right now, and they've got themselves a cheeky little B spawn here. We'll see if they're going to take it.
Will they? Or will they? A little bit of a split. Information nice and early up towards tunnels, but once again it's GR Gaming just trying to force their hand out towards this long position. Smoke towards corner, but this time just Amelia to throw some prod utility, and he doesn't want to bar that.
They've had to forfeit the long control. Didn't really commit too much to it anyway, so just trading down utility with the CT side. Smoke's on middle. Lynn Vision, we'll see if they're going to pivot to that cat control or whether they will go back and retake long. Seems like it's going to be the cat control, which is pretty standard for the T's after they lose long. It's going to mobilize over there. Multiple players here from GR though, ready for some kind of mid-play. Wex, volleyed out of position. Nice flash to push Westmelon onto the line, but the CTs are ready to fight this if Lynn Vision forces things further.
Tough position to hold here for Kinzo solo. But it doesn't look like they're overly keen at this point in time. Maybe just that mid-smoke needs to be. Otherwise, just some utility up short to send a Fufu there. And that is where the ultimate round will end. Still waiting. Amelia just inside long. Has the control from Nation. So it's going to be a pretty late offense here. 30 seconds just over left in the scoreboard. And GR Gaming are very much parked up to try and defend this.
Yeah, that long duel is going to be pretty important. Wex hopping up in front of that progression. Smoke tapping a couple heads, but Salo unfortunately finds no impact from Goose. And it's all just 7 Nation. 1v1 on long. Amelia not rushing things too much and just staying alive, being a bit of a pest.
Any space to go for this as well. Almost actually going to find the shot. He won't. And I don't know if they want this retake. Looks like they are kind of half considering it, half not.
They got no kid.
One member of the team walking up short. Exactly right. It is too much an opportunity to go through with, really. So the save play, definitely the wiser choice. And that's how GR Gaming are going to approach here. But yeah, man, you're feeling it for them a little bit. Hey, you know, they had that opportunity, but Salo, a man who has been super impactful, swinging wide, getting pipped by Zaka, could have played it a little bit more patient, but wanted to obviously try and save Wex. And yeah, it all falls apart there for GR Gaming as Lynn Vision edges themselves closer towards the edge, towards the end.
What a sentence. I really felt like I really felt like he could have used his molly a bit better there. Like he used his molly to get across the Goose and then just didn't really have any impact from that position. So I really would have liked if he held his like 45 seconds. He holds his molly for the exit. That could get very difficult, especially in the position Wecht was in. You get T's running past that progression smoke, flushed out by the molly. Could have been absolutely huge, but as it stands. Got an AWP dropped over to Wex, and Salo's just going to take a deagle. Lynn Vision throwing some util towards his B site. The bomb is not quite committed over there, but they seem pretty serious about taking it, or at minimum just trying to find a pick with the AWP.
How's that going to be a reposition here? Still holding that cross, just going to be listening out for as much information as possible here. No one in a position to offense. Okay. So just going to take the bottom mid control again. A little bit of utility up short. Trying to flush it out as best as possible. Kinzo wants to swing. Weck looking at now the reposition here. How's it going to go? Great opening there from Westmelon, but it will be traded out accordingly by Wecht. Has to fall away towards site now. And this is where it really gets awkward for GR Gaming again, who are split 2-2. Short control, going to start to come up. Salo only with the Deagle on site. Once again, it's going to be a Fufu this time, out towards long. 7 Nation will be able to take him, so maybe there's a chance in towards defending this side here, Mitch. 4v3, but Zaka will find that shot again. It's going to be up onto this rifle of 7 Nation. He's a little bit hesitant, waits for the rest of his team. Starts to close one in. And he will be able to get at least one for his troubles here, so they will start to collapse. A little bit more, a lot of sweat. The brow here of Lynn Vision. Wide, flying punch, connected to spray just quiet now. Amelia in the 1v3, but he won't be able to get it. Mediocrity. The rest of the team, GR Gaming. It didn't look like that round was potentially going to go their way, but they were able to defend for just long enough, and 7 Nation able to find that pick towards long, securing the round.
Yeah, the problem is they're scraping through these rounds on the CT side, reducing their loss bonus, and Lynn Vision have built themselves a really strong economy. So this is a very difficult game to win for GR. They don't win a little more cleanly than they are. They're going to buy up again. You can already see 1900 loss bonus. If they drop this round, it's going to be a single eco, which is map point for Lynn Vision. Probably need to win 1 or 2 more pretty clean gun rounds in a row to really put this game within winning distance. Zaka not able to punish the cross this time. Lynn Vision a much better timing out onto long. Amelia's made it across and into the aggression smoke here. That could be pretty spicy.
Oh, God.
And Lynn Vision mop up after that. I don't really know how that unfolded, but...
Westmelon getting away with murder again. It just seems like GR Gaming, maybe there was a little bit of chaos in the communications there. And I do like that Lynn Vision have just basically pumped the brakes here. They've said, okay, we can wait now. Flash to at least send Wecht off the line as they do start to want to creep up a little bit more aggressively now. Mediocrity clearing out lower tunnels, walking his way up towards short now. And really, yeah, just Wecht going to try and hold on for as long as possible. But Lynn Vision are aware of that. They're not going to allow the lurk to go any further. Mediocrity's got to be super careful here that Westmelon doesn't just come on out and rip his head off.
Ooh, he's won that duel. That complicates things. But success on the side here. That's exactly what he does. Repositioning around the boxes. Beautiful no scope and flying 19 or 24 HP. Bomb dropped in the open, and the reposition out now from the rifler makes this round very difficult for him.
Absolutely, that smoke will put a little bit of a spanner in the works here, but we're about to potentially see some vintage flying here, Mitch. It's going to be moving towards position, gets the information on Wizard. That'll be one, and inside the smoke, is it going to be another? Drops down, 20 seconds, has the bomb in hand now. Exactly right. It's all he needs, though. The AWP, it's going to be the creep around. Who's going to see who? And it is going to be Wecht in the end. Does secure the round, holding on to dear life here for GR Gaming. And whilst Lynn Vision does have cash in the bank, you know, GR Gaming once more edge a little bit closer to a tied scoreline here. Double digits for both teams now.
Vision emptying the bank accounts. 2,400 loss bonus. GR pretty poor too. It's a cheeky swing round in round 22. Zaka on the jump spot. White time Wecht too. After the shots fired, re-peaks, knowing that Zaka has to pull that bolt back, punishing him for that drop to suicide multiple rounds. Wecht now posted up on that lower dark cross. Lynn Vision don't want to be losing another player to the AWPer in a swing round like this.
Got a game on our hands, mate. Pretty close, pretty tight. Nice and competitive. Both teams hitting their shots. And again, just onto Kinzo. Seeing if he can try and defend this mid position. This time, though, it does look like Lynn Vision setting their focus up towards a bit more of a B prod. But they seem to have their necks up a little bit more here. A bit more hesitant. Making sure everything's checked and cleared. But this mid position for Westmelon might be big.
Progression smoke not really bothering Mediocrity. Wecht has still got a full set at U2. He's going to re-smoke up the dark. Flash out onto this mid line. But that would have been perfect. But just out of position to punish. Could have been huge for Kinzo. Another progression smoke out of upper dark here for Lynn Vision. And they're going to execute into Mediocrity trying to hold. He's playing such a disruptive spot. And he's multi-fragged beautifully there. Still some frags coming through for Lynn Vision. And with that kill on the site flying, with already 2 kills, has a chance at the 1-on-4.
Yeah, has to fake it out here. 16 points of HP, no utility. The single HE grenade could upset everything here from Seven Nation, but it does miss. It's not going to be going out this way. Flying, playing Heaton. We've seen some big moments from this spot in history, but this 1v2, is it possible? Swings on out, and absolutely not. They clear it perfectly together as a unit. No delays, no opportunities for mistakes. Sallow to get that defuse, and the scoreline is going to be tied up here. Sallow and Nation, they've been a duo many, many times in amongst this match. And yeah, 11-11 with the scoreline. Lynn Vision, what do? Do they want to force in, give another opportunity, or do they want to play for the overtime?
I mean, they're going to force. I like the half buy here. Reason being, I just don't think the force gives you much better chances of winning than like Techie armor or Deagle armor than Gills and Scouts do, and then you get a better buy next. But they're going to risk it for the biscuit, so to speak. 2,900 loss bonus. Once again, Zaka playing with fire despite being punished in literally just the last round. Quick smoke to Xbox and outside of B. Trying to draw utility out of the CT side and rotations over to B, and they've drawn that AWPer off of middle. But can they take advantage of that timing here? Creeping up catwalk. Ginzo's got a molly. full util for Salo, so this short execute or contact play could be troublesome if it's not timed well.
How long can they continue to tap away? Westmiller already opening up with at least the one. Kinzo did manage to get one himself, but it all falls again onto this independent player of Seven Nation. Last couple of rounds, they have left a lurk out towards long, but this time around, it doesn't seem to be the case, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Nation's shoulders now. He's going to be so nervous to kind of turn away from this. The other two members, Mediocrity and Wecht, they are moving their way out towards CT here. It's such an awkward one to retake for the AWP as well. Mediocrity watching that line. We'll get a little bit of information. Gets the shot. Zaka with the trade. Westmelon the exact same. Now Nation should have all of that information. Dropping down into CT will be Amelia, but I don't think there's any time. Mitch, they're playing the double up, and that's perfect. Perfect Counter-Strike synergy there from Lynn Vision. The up and down, high and low. And the round, unfortunately, for GR Gaming will not go. And that's map point here for Lynn Vision.
Yeah, credit to Lynn Vision. They forced into that. They risked it for the biscuit, and they've earned the reward. They break the money of GR Gaming right on the 24th round of the game. Bit of a disjointed retake. I thought they would just go for the save there, but Nation was all the way out long with multiple players trying to come up elevated.
Ow.
Dear Lord, that shot from Zaka. Mediocrity hits the deck early on, and surely this is all she goes. Fight on long for this one. Who's going to win this game? Eagles started to get involved in the action, but the rifles are far more consistent in the
Man. Almost the third, and Wecht, that Molotov might make it a little bit too rough. They're just going to be spamming with him here, so somehow Wecht has gotten away with absolute murder here, and obviously with that short change, he will be able to get himself back to safety on site, but look, 3 healthy members of Lynn Vision. It's going to be so hard for the side of GR Gaming to overwhelm here. But you mentioned it at the start of the round, right? Zaka with that shot. He got the wallbang opener with the AWP only a few rounds ago in a similar sort of fashion. So that quick play down towards Sui has been fantastic for Lynn Vision. A couple of opportunities now.
It's walking up the wall. Wecht on 17 HP. Just going to try to play one and done on the headshot angle, and misses a shot. Punished for it immediately. Salo on his lonesome 1-on-3 with nothing but a scout and armor. I don't think it's happening.
We can hope. Scouts and hopes and dreams. Does get the tag on Zaka, but as now everyone's got his number, it is going to be Zaka to ultimately take that one out. So Lynn Vision, it ultimately was a relatively close matchup here between the two, GR Gaming and Lynn Vision. But the expected favourites will be able to walk away with the victory here on Dust2 13-11 in the opening best of 1 for ESL Challenger Season 48 Asia, week number 4. And yeah, look, no surprises as we sort of alluded to there, Mitch, but I've got to give credit to GR Gaming when credit's due, right? They looked really, really good there. And whilst it wasn't consistent for the whole way throughout the series, they definitely had their moments. And yeah, when they're kind of all operating on the same basis, they are really, really sharp individuals.
Yeah, they're a solid team and have been for quite a while. Like I've mentioned it, there's a reason why they make it pretty deep in the tournaments, and they kind of act as a gatekeeper to some of the lesser teams in Asia. Can even contest teams like Lynn Vision, who previously got themselves all the way to 24 rounds. But worth mentioning, I'm pretty sure they won both pistols. They won some swing rounds as well. I think Lynn Vision showed themselves to be the much more consistent team in the gun rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. That was all that we sort of spoke about, right? To get those 4 rounds, to get a couple of those 4 spy rounds out from GR Gaming as well. Yeah, Lynn Vision's fundamentals much, much better in that regard. But yeah, look, I think it was still a very, very exciting moment. It's nice to see some of these games being really hotly competitive, and both teams kind of not losing the plot either. But Amelia, unfortunately, I picked the wrong player here. Should have definitely sort of gone over towards someone like Westmelon in this time round, but that's how the cookie crumbles as always. So still a decent result, going even for the most part. Still a couple of moments in some of those rounds, but overall, yeah, I think definitely it's a team effort to come out from Lynn Vision in this time round. It was no heavy individual performances, but yeah, I think you put some credit down towards Westmelon in his calling in that one to sort of keep some consistency.
Yeah, I think they are still a pretty consistent team, pretty solid team in China. I don't know if they're necessarily better than a Tai Lu or even maybe better than a Rare Atom at the moment, but they have the potential to be. We've seen what the core of this team can accomplish. It's just a question of who's going to come in to fill the shoes of the fifth player and whether they can try to return to glory. And part of that is probably grinding their way through another season of ECL and trying to get themselves into Pro League again.
Absolutely, mate. Look, a world where Lynn Vision are the third best team in China alone, and let alone the rest of Asia, is a pretty good bloody world in my eyes. But for now, we'll take a short break, and there is one more best of one around the corner, guys. So don't go too far away, and we'll see you shortly. As quickly as we go, Mitch, we are back on cam saying g'day to you all once more. And after a pretty cool, close first match between Lynn Vision and GR Gaming, we got another just around the bend as well. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be starting pretty quick. So let's walk into that veto, Mitch, before we do walk into the server. But it's Ancient. Okay, alrighty. So we've got still continuing sort of that middle of the map pool trend. But look, I'm never going to say no to a bit of Ancient or a bit of Anubis lately.
Yeah, I think, those are kind of pretty comfortable maps for a lot of the teams. Have been kicking around in the map pool for a little while. And I think here in ECL, those are the ones that we see most often. So that's to be expected, right?
Now, more than certainly, it's a very comfy position, as you mentioned. And I think we talked about it a little bit now, sort of historically, newer maps into the pool weren't really welcomed as much as, we sort of seen Ancient and Anubis be brought into the fold much so. So both these teams, nice and comfy. But yeah, I don't know. Potentially, I'm thinking after a closer one on Dust 2, I think Lynn Vision may have this one a little bit more locked in. But time will tell. We'll see what occurs as we move into the second BO1 of the night.
So 2-1-2 here for GR. Salo keeping an eye on middle. The execute coming in here for Lynn Vision. Underarm smoke thrown there by Wex, trying to hold on with the dualies and armor. Both him and Ginzo just sitting in the smokes, waiting for the teams to force it through them, but they're just biding their time, and actually they're going to call the audible and go back to mid.
Absolutely, straight out of there. No buzz of it at all. Amelia, Kadia player to watch, just picking in towards house, trying to take that additional control. Salo will have the flank position held, so that's not going to be happening just yet, leaving Westmelon as well to try and gather some further information. So realistically, this round could still end up anywhere on the map, but it looks like it should at least cruise their way over towards 8.
Yep. Leaving behind a few lurks. Westmelon looking for a pick onto B. Trying to find a kill, draw the rotations across, and you see Mediocrity starting to trend towards that B side as well. Seven Nation caught off guard completely. A full util set hitting the deck, and Amelia's going to strike through Red Room as well. So this one quickly falling apart for GR.
Second one, will it be for Amelia? It absolutely will. And a third make it, just for good order. Westmelon to close the round. And yeah, that's a much easier round for Lynn Vision in this pistol. Weren't able to pick up a single one, obviously, in Dust 2, as we just did have it go. So it's a nice little change of pace there. Very controlled, good sort of positioning around the map, and nice and easy for that opener.
Gonna get a force flying round 2 here, though, from GR. Couple of players trying to contest middle as the smoke goes to the bottom of mid. Side of it with the MP9. Underarm not avoided well enough. Apparently when Amelia's jumping through the smoke, the MAC-10s are just getting...
Yeah.
Flying's gonna strike with the AK as well. And after all of that chaos, all of that fighting from the teams, the round's over in, 10-15 seconds, unless Kinzo can do something fantastic here.
Not really going to think too hard about it. Still yet to be planted. And where's this rotation going to end up for Kinzo? He obviously wants to do some further damage. I think Westmelon spotted his little noggin just then. As he jumped up mid, but rotation's going to head around. Flying already has control. Another smoke to go down. I think it's just going to be a little push through from Kinzo. Yeah, doesn't work out for him. So second round secured by Lynn Vision. Money in the bank, though, for GR Gaming. In not the best of ways, of course. So we're just going to see the little pre-purchase of a couple pistols, but with the force not going their way, it's going to be another round simply in favor for Lynn Vision.
Going to have to take a save now for GR. Working their way out middle again. Going down to Amelia, who's just running havoc with the MAC-10 right now. Getting in their face, farming up cash, and wanting to get this series done and over with 2-0 if possible.
That's why I picked him. Nearly almost as many frags as he had in the previous map in total. But Mediocrity will hit a nice shot onto Flying, at least making it a little bit more doable here, or, trying to just chip away at whatever Lynn Vision are throwing at them for now, not letting their economy stack up too well.
to run at the moment. Why not? Pad the stats a bit. Get the feel-good vibes going. Get 3.6 grand in the bank account. Just ticks across the board. And we're basically just waiting for GR to get their first gun round together. I'm not even sure they'll be able to afford that all-ponta Wex that they're usually working with. Probably just rifles and limited util.
Yeah. That extra investment into this round, sort of dropping at least WEC below 2k. Makes the money not as good as they sort of would have been hoping for. Meanwhile, Amelia flying. They're going to have a whole of cashola in towards this next round and really only having to reinvest a single additional player. So whether or not they want to get the AWP over to Zaka just yet, or we'll see. What's this buy going to look like, Mitch? Tell me sweet nothings.
It's decent.
It's descent.
No. We're going to ascend, mate.
Yep.
Got to get the wins on the board. The dubs here for GR Gaming, they were pretty convincingly competitive in the last game. But start they've lost at this one, and that makes things hard. Because when it came to the gun rounds, they were not great on Dust 2. Early boost onto Zaka, going to facilitate the contact play up B ramp. Fufu giving no respect, just walking into the smoke, getting for free.
Damn. Kinzo also caught off. So they're really not going to have an opportunity at all here to defend GR Gaming. First opportunity completely denied. Trying to get in there. So a fourth round very much going the way of Lynn Vision. And whilst we will see Mediocrity at least slip to safety, it'll be a bit bold of him to overstay his welcome here. No one going hunting though. Surely Lynn Vision will send a couple of members in good stead, but for the time being, it looks like they're pretty happy to just take on what they've got. Fufu watching that flank to see if anyone is holding it, but no, everyone for GR Gaming safely over towards that A site. Not going to see any further contest in this one, Mitch, but Lynn Vision have had a very, very convincing 4 rounds back to back to back, and only 4 kills in total for GR Gaming, so limited damage occurring at this point in time.
Yeah, it's not going good for GR. Not much can be gathered without really too much in-depth knowledge, I suppose. But they've got the rifles together for another buy after the save in the previous. That's not all bad news. He smokes onto middle and the bottom of the B ramp, and they're going to really quite heavily fight for mid-control this time. Salvo running with reactive utility as well. Multiple players really heavily contesting mid and cheetah, and they reap the rewards of that. Mediocrity with an opening pick. You can see Westmelon looking to try to dive into the middle and create some pressure in tandem with cutting up. And there are so many CTs here. Still, he's getting a lot of damage done, but Seven Nation was the difference maker there. A 2k from Donut gives GR a man advantage now.
Really hoping to convert this one now. They've done well to at least split up the members of Lynn Vision, but this control that Afufu may have found. Zaka also looking to sort of clear out that corner there, but no, in the end, it is going to be Kinzo to find that frag. 60 seconds, plenty of time to make it work, but with the information gathered, flash out mid. Gonna hold. And the next 50 seconds should be a little bit too challenging, I think, for one lone man in Zaka. Mediocrity will take him down quickly there. So Lingen rescind their first round, giving one over to GR Gaming. But plenty more work to do over these next couple up as they try and establish that economy.
Yeah, Lynn Vision well and truly have got cash to keep buying though with the start that they've had into this game, all the farming on the Mac 10. So they're going to need a strong economy on the side of GR to continue contesting. Salo down bottom mid this time, supported by the util here from Seven Nation. Lynn Vision going back to this contact B approach though, Mitch.
Absolutely. And the contact will be found by Westmelon. That opening pick, Kinzo, unfortunately picked off the line. There is still that one member in Mediocrity inside the cave, but they're going to start getting that plant down. A spray does give away his position now. Westmelon It's going to be into a nice comfy location as well. So you think that GR Gaming are going to try at least attempt this retake here. 2 kits, some mollies, some utility to get their way back in. But yeah, not looking that interested at all. So very cautious, very hesitant. And I think Lynn Vision are kind of at least instilling some fear into their opponent for the start of this, you know, ancient map. Not exactly the most T-sided, and they are looking very, very dominant right now with some relatively simple mechanics and fundamentals to get their way in towards that side.
Yeah, just going back to that contact approach off the back of the top box boost, and look, all it takes sometimes is one entry on the right timing into the site to be able to win yourself a T-side round. Full save across GR, wanting to make sure they've got legs in this half to keep buying forward.
Good stuff. Lynn Vision looking much more comfy. It's a lot less aim dually. Much more well-rounded.
Down bottom mid again from the CTs. See Fufu's just biding his time. He's waiting. You can see Lynn Vision contested on B ramp this time around. GR Gaming being a lot more active on literally every part of the map. They're just sending it on every angle and winning those fights with Lynn Vision, which leaves Zaka low in a 1-on-3. Big for him to come up with a 4K here.
Plenty more work to do. Saw this round on the 5th. Minute left on the clock. 3 frags to be found. Bomb in hand, obviously. And whether or not it's worthwhile to sort of try and run down the clock here, save that weapon into the next. Money's good. But GR Gaming very, very split up. So it is an opportunity for a handful of 1v1s to come out. But again, you know, plenty more work to do. So it looks like Zaka is at least going to test the waters here as Mediocrity starts to get a little bit clammy, moving into Cheetah and actually trying to push out long here. So this has separated them even further, Mitch. I think Wecht should hit this shot, but if he doesn't, there's a real big opportunity. What's Zaka going to do? Nice try. Good effort. If he hit that, then we might have been able to talk about something, but yeah, Wecht holding the line and making sure they secure that second round.
Their money's now very solid as well. Like that 4-man save has actually helped grow their economy so much.
Yeah. For sure.
Both teams are pretty rich and just continue to buy up and invest in these gun rounds. Zalo's not having as good a day as the other plus two, unfortunately. And maybe that's what's contributing to GR having a bit of a dry spell here. Amelia, he's having a much better day. He is just absolutely bounding through the map with a sense of confidence completely unmatched in the server right now. Already up to Red Room.
Is it going to net any reward, though? They do start to clear. They both are aware of it here. Mediocrity, Kinzo. And they have to clear, but that's that shadow advantage. One and not quite the second. So traded. And obviously now a reaction can come out of this. Wecht very, very close and personal. Will he be able to hit the shot? No. Westmelon's going to trade that one. Sight should be secured now off the back of it. Kinzo has to try his best to at least deny some form of an entry here. The Molotov will at least hold the cross, hold the line, force him out of position into the crosshair potentially of Zaka, but the smoke goes down just quickly enough. Bomb still yet to be planted. Sight still yet to be secured. They are at least putting the sweat on here, GR Gaming, but Molotov actually also really putting the pressure down on the flying. 3v4. They will be able to get that one down now. Westmelon gets an additional, so should be a little bit too tricky this time now for GR Gaming and Westmelon. All I can say is what a goddamn round.
That's what I was saying about Lynn Vision, you know, like they might be kind of, you know, falling behind a little bit in China. There's some other really, really strong teams at the moment. You know, they've lost one of their star players, but the core of this team is still, you know, achieved some pretty fantastic stuff and shown some pretty outstanding performances in the past, right? So when you see that from Westmelon, when you see the kind of game Amelia's having right now, you can't be really too surprised, Mitch.
Absolutely not. Confident as ever. Westmelon, though, burning alive in the mix. Now looking to push forward. Good trades out accordingly. Sallow, the person's name who I haven't really been having an opportunity to say a whole lot in this series. Second best of one. Zaka misses the shot, but also so does Mediocrity and Kinzo. So they're going to have to fall away. Wacked still holding house. All members really quite split up across the map of Lynn Vision. Going to try and take this additional control. So Fufu should be able to take a site control for free. The kind of temporary stand-in from Lynn Vision Academy seems to have been given a lot of space at this point in time to try go out and find some of that additional control. And again, that will be given here. So we should see the bomb plant come in from Zaka. Donut now being cleared. And it's all good so far for Lynn Vision. But obviously a long way to go for Flying to get back in towards the map as he tries to sell the fake towards B. And he's done it.
Yeah. Completely amazing salesman. Could learn a thing or two from this man, Mitch. He has gone down though. But that set up Lynn Vision in this post plant, right? And Zaka's getting on these deep lines in towards Temple. The ball may not be expected in a position like this, and that's where you make mistakes and you give up picks for free.
More work to do. 2 versus 2. Kit for Mediocrity. They're going to start to creep on in. There is a little bit of a contest of vision just in that. As they are still sitting back. Zaka so in control. That was a very, very nice little play there. Afufu getting so much control completely for free. And our Kadir player to watch at the exact same time. Overtaking his frags from the previous map. Way more confident in this one. On the T side of Ancient right now. It is just, again, looking much more well-drilled, much more well-rounded. Again, you know, Ancient, a map that plays much differently to a map like Dust 2. And it seems to very much be playing into the favor of Lynn Vision accordingly. So let's see if they can keep this up, as they've obviously already won out the half, 7-2. Still 3 more rounds to go.
Getting kicked apart early on though. Zaka's going to get on the ramp. 7 Nation punished for the push, as is Weft. So this one falling very quickly by the wayside as Amelia continues to farm up anti-eco frags.
You just got to get them as they come. Whatever the round gives up. Take what you can get. So Kinzo. This is the timing just. Great shot onto Amelia. So at least punishing. Could be another one there. Flying does cross in towards the site, but it's just a little bit too challenging. Flying happy to take those duels time and time again. And an 8th round there, yeah, secured for Lynn Vision. So 2 more opportunities for GR Gaming, but if this buy is unsuccessful, their money will be in the bin for that final round of the half. No AWP for Wecht, who has had a bit of a tough one. Again, was playing very, very well on Dust 2. A lot different here on Ancient.
Quick smokes on to middle, as well as the shelf. And Lee going to get out ahead of them, at least over the shelf side. The Molly kind of contesting though, and in combination with the flashes over the top and dive down big ramp and shelf. That has completely caught Lynn Vision off guard, and they've gotten wiped in that part of the map, so they feel the need to go towards this A site, and those are some sharp taps for Amelia to start to open it up.
Absolutely. Really, really nice round. Finally some sort of offensive control on that CT side. Now Fufu's been punished as well. He did manage to bring it back to that 3-on-3, but it's going to have to be eyes onto Amelia here. Zaka is trying to get in towards position. Looks to cross, and inside Temple will be Mediocrity. And also this flank from Kinzo might make it really, really tough. There's going to be pressure from all points here, as we do get to see that bomb planted. So they've got to be ready again for all angles. Flash in towards CT to try and at least get him back into Donut. Amelia's going to be naded up as well from Sallow. So just holding that line. Zaka hits a great shot. Back to this 2-on-2. Still a moment, still an opportunity as they now do play back up against each other. Amelia is going to be able to support, but the support's not needed. Zaka is just hitting shot after shot after shot. 3 big kills. And that's enough to secure a 9th round here for Lynn Vision. It is just looking too easy. A 2-on-4 there, Mitch. Well done from Lynn Vision.
It's kind of crazy, right? Like, they basically scissors, paper, rocked them and 1, 2, 3 picks over on shelf side, and they just get 3v5 that easily by Amelia and Zaka.
Yeah.
Like, the core of Lynn Vision is just tearing GR Gaming apart right now, and unfortunately, it kind of looks like if they didn't get that upset on Dust 2, it was never going to come to the wrong mission here.
Absolutely not. You'd hope for a 1-to-1 stalemate, but right now, Lynn Vision are looking to continue their streak, their tear of a current 5-0 standings in ECL Asia Season 48. But that's where nations lie. Split the wickets was whacked. He might make the call here that everything's A-OK. Zaka has managed to get back and away. It's going to be on to whether or not there's a reposition here from Kinzo. Pretty keen to just sort of pump the brakes there. They've already got all of this control. Why would they give up any more? And Afufu goes fishing once more.
Zaka walking out onto the line here, seeing if he can put together another multi-frag like he did in the last round and win Lynn Vision a round they have no business winning. And if he's able to find some impact over here, maybe find a pick, that could create a bit more of an opening for Afufu more than that perhaps. But he'll lose that duel. And Zaka all on his lonesome, clutching the C4, running into a 2-way crossfire here. Will get his first shot, but an immediate trade there from Kinzo. We'll close out a 3rd for GR Gaming as we head into the half.
After a very hotly contested opening best of one here in ESL Challenger League Asia Season 48, week number 4, Envision were leaving it pretty close on Dust 2, 13-11, but this time around they say absolutely not. 9-3 half separates them, and a quick victory over GR Gaming on Ancient here, Mitch, and onto that CT side. Only a few mistakes would allow GR Gaming to bring back to this one. Envision looking to close strong.
Aggression over on the shelf side. Zaka and Westman getting active, but not knowing they're walking into a bit of a sandwich crossfire. How is Mediocrity not able to trade that, though, from the close position to Cheetah? Fuji's found one in middle in the meanwhile as well. GR, looking at the map positionally, you thought they were going to win this round, but Lynn Vision has just blown them out of the water, unfortunately.
Sometimes it be. And yeah, Westmelon has been having a bit of a heater in some of these rounds. Some of this evening, really. The captain, also a fragger, as we know it. And while Seven Nation does at least get one back, obviously the separation between these two, like their long distance dating or something like that, saying, Sallow, bring the bomb B. Just trying to keep him here for as long as possible. A little bit of a martyr, a bit of a self-sacrifice in Nation. If he gets one here, maybe there's a chance, but obviously that rotation in. Oh no, Afufu, you've got to hit those, my friend. Oh god. Amelia, 1v2 now, has to go for the quick fight, and he will he be able to take it? No, and I was talking about mistakes being made by Lynn Vision, and that is certainly one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to what they were doing in the first half, to be fair. Credit to GR Gaming. I mean, if they lost both pistols, this game was going to go by the wayside pretty quickly, given that they did so well in them on Dust 2, but also given the fact that they're so far behind. But look, even down 3-9, you win yourself a T-side pistol in MR12 format, and you can get straight back into the swing of things. It becomes a very winnable game from that point, for sure.
Okay. Trying to take that control. Seven Nation should get a nice little stat padding round here, but will at least be able to afford a trade. Kinzo, I'm not too sure about that one, my buddy. Does get one onto Westmelon, but that's an AK at least set back into the hands of Vision that they'll be pretty happy to take into the next round. They are actually going to start moving their way in towards spawn here. That could be an additional frag onto Sallow, who only does have the Mackie, but I think they're just going to park now. I thought they were going to aggress a little bit further, but it's really just much about trying to lock off that AK as best as possible. Happy days. Fall in Vision. Good result out of not much. GR Gaming will find 5, but that's all for now.
You take a couple guns away. 8K in particular looks pretty juicy, I'm not gonna lie. And look, let's be real, with the way that Amelia was using the Mac 10 in the first half, that could be scary.
Crazier things have happened. But we'll see where it all ends up. I think as you sort of said, Mac 10 could mean something a little speedy. For now it's just a standard util set, cheater control. Nothing really coming out from Lynn Vision as they wait patiently. Westmelon the first to potentially take point.
Up towards Red Room already is Sallow. The rest of GR heavily set up towards B and Shelf. And as you mentioned it, in the cave entry, this Mac 10 could actually be kind of dangerous. Amelia, as the smoke comes in on the rotation in towards this B side, just to try to heavily fortify it.
Very slow approach.
I mean, this is what I mean by GR. Like, they have a very correct approach. They're just like, we're going to do this one. This is our plan, and we're sticking to it. They've lost all control of the map. but we are committed to this. And we're going to do it no matter how long it takes.
Or like bluffing in poker. My hand sucks, but I'm going to go all in anyway. It just might take a couple of rounds. Very basic fundamentals. 30 seconds though now. And okay, they have pulled the plug. And by doing that so late in the piece, Wecht actually does find Westmel and Zaka be blocked off there. Salo, if he got one, that would be a huge result, and he does. Now the trade come in from Mediocrity. So 3 versus 2 of Fufu might be able to get here very, very quickly, but unfortunately does get held back. The Molotov on towards site might make something work, but it only just flushes the one member back. And yeah, flying is so far away. They've called for the freeze, and all I can say is, okay, maybe the game's not done just yet. Wecht actually managing to find that one as well. If a Fufu goes down, that's going to be pretty detrimental to the economy of Lynn Vision. So maybe we've got a little bit more. Maybe Ancient is T-sided, Mitch. Patent pending.
Yeah, their money is pretty cooked. I don't know if it's T-sided or more so just fantastic couple of rounds from GR. I said, just getting yourself that T pistol and rolling through with the momentum, you can get it done. Buy's going to come through regardless for Lynn Vision though. Glass cannon for Zaka. Got pretty limited util, but look, couple of rifles, MP9 and the glass cannon. That is nothing to sniff at. Pretty good money for GR Gaming, has to be said. Really starting to build up this T-side cash and put themselves in a winning position this game. And winning this round would definitely put themselves up towards, 9-8, 9-9. Oh, you could have sworn that was going to hit, but Kinzo's able to find that opener there. For GR Gaming now, so much pressure on a Fufu. He only goes 1 for 1, and that's going to be not enough.
Save call, surely, again. Maybe it's not done just yet, Mitchell. Maybe it's not done just yet. We are seeing at least a little bit of an approach here. I suppose they're just trying to play the exits, maybe pick up a weapon on the way out. Would likely be too late with no kit to actually go for this. So yeah, just definitely does seem to be that exit strategy. But irrespective, GR Gaming do seem to have kind of their ducks in a row, just as we were talking about them being a relatively sort of one-sided approach. But I suppose he's still right. There's no elusive fakes or anything kind of along those lines. It's just that targeted approach. We know exactly where we're going. We're going to make it work, and that's what they've done these last couple of rounds. It's paid off for them, and now with a decent little kitty of economy, Lynn Vision, they should be able to bring through a couple of bits and pieces into this round, but I don't even think they'll want to buy. I just have to save again.
Pretty dangerous on the saves though. Like, that's one thing I always remember about Lynn Vision. The 5-7 and MP9 usage is pretty dirty. Not going to be the case this time though. They get absolutely wiped by the MAC-10s. And GR Gaming is kind of doing what Lynn Vision were doing to them on the T side now.
Just aim simulator for a little bit. Another round of just seeing all the bits sort of slowly fall out of the hands of Lynn Vision. 9-3 this was, Mitch. And what a pre-fire as well from Wecht there. Very prepared, very well drilled. One round the difference. Economy obviously now in a position where Zaka can at least get that AWP, but I don't know, man. Whatever GR Gaming kind of discussed in the break before they moved into his T side, they've been looking much better, but I don't know, like, can we put a little bit of a position on Lynn Vision Gaming maybe being a bit quieter? I don't know. I would say so, but good stuff from GR Gaming.
Big mid control out for Lynn Vision. Gonna to try to get over towards Shelf. Getting pressured by the utility though, and the Molotov putting them into an awkward position. They're able to win most of those duels though, courtesy of a multi-frag from Amelia. At GR Gaming, about as fast split as you can be on this map at Ancient with the bomb left in spawn.
How quickly these rounds have really sort of unfolded, hey? So many frags in the first sort of 20, 30 seconds of this second half. Salo now really having to make the big plays with Kinzo so far away. Two members here to defend. They don't have to split up too far. Minute left on the clock. So still an opportunity. Because it looks like Kinzo will join the fray just towards the back of B long.
Salo just walking his way into the B site here. Jump spot from Flying, who has no head armor, could be a victim of this M4, and that's exactly why 1 for 1 puts Kinzo into a winnable 1-on-2. He's got a lot of space to work with here.
Still so separated, he can set himself up really, really nicely. He tries to take this early fight, but instead he slips in towards Cave. If he wins this duel against the AWP, Mitch, I think he could really, really sort of set himself up here. He is going to swing for timing. Doesn't favor him just yet, but yeah, looking a little blind. Zaka does peek around. Kinzo, does he want to go for the AWP, or does he want to just play this 1v1? Looks like the latter. Here's the footsteps. Amelia going to try and force a narrative, and Kinzo, my God, a 1v3 from the man himself, one of the newer players on this GR roster to my understanding, and he has walked away with a round scoreline tying effort in the 1v3.
Well done to him. Puts a lot of pressure on Lynn Vision's economy. They're going to go down to another half bite. Rifle brought up on Flying. Could be a point of concern, but 9-9 now. This is what I was saying. I mean, T-side pistol, they get themselves rolling. They got a ton of money. Just playing with confidence, playing with the momentum. And I have to say, Amelia's kind of been getting bullied out of middle a couple of rounds here. Did have a nice multi-frag in the previous gun round, but they weren't able to secure it.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, Salo in between a rock and a hard place there. Cops the double dink, which will be another rifle finding its way into the hands of Lynn. Be careful, as the Fufu is wielding that very well right now, making a bit of a problem for GR Gaming in middle. Now joined up with by Zaka, and the Deagle's getting involved in the action as well. Jesus, they've just been wiped in middle, and Kinzo's got a 1v3 again to win a round for GR Gaming.
Back to back, question mark? We'll see. Fufu low, but this time Lynn Vision do at be a little bit more prepared. Obviously no Kevlar for Zaka, so they could line up, but they line up in the best of ways, side by side. And they are going to deny the first to 10 there for GR Gaming. And maybe this could be the potential resurgence. This is the opportunity where the money can start to stabilize. They've won a round that was relatively unexpected. And they can settle for the time being. Good stuff. Good recovery from Lynn Vision.
Back into a gun round here. Zaka's on the order, 1 for 1. Over on this B side of the map is GR Gaming getting a bit of an execute going. Still efficient, starting to rotate into position. Westmelon putting the M4 to use once again. We'll trade back and forth, but Amelia's good for another multi-frag, and that's why this guy's putting 100 ADRs together.
Yeah. Such a better result there. It looks like Lynn Vision have just pulled their act together a little bit now. Way more confident. And yeah, Kadir player to watch, and Amelia has been fragging up a storm, as you mentioned. 1v3 for Salo now. Looks like it's probably a little bit too hard here as well as he tries to split wickets. Amelia should get that one immediately in the bag. 3K for a 23rd kill. 2 more rounds to go. Money's still there for GR Gaming. Will have to be a drop or two potentially, but should be enough to sort of string everything together. Wex got a little bit selfish here though to pick up the AWP, and that does start to throw a bit of a spanner in the works here Could have dropped over a second AK to either Kinzo or Mediocrity. And I think this is potentially where the communications do break down a little bit. So instead, they've just invested in the pistols and maybe hoping for a 12th round against the play. But that's okay. It's an opening for Wecht. All right, okay. I'll eat my words. Wecht made the good decision to pick up that AWP for now. Unless he swings straight into Zaka. Right eye peek. Zaka gets it done. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in time.
Script out onto this mid line. So trying to control the rotations through the middle of the map while Lynn trying to get comfortable elsewhere right now. I feel a little concerned about this A side of the map, but just going to leave Zaka behind in Donut. They're just going to play retake A, and once again, Lynn Vision, this is just how they like to play, Mitch. Just mobilize all the CTs together and get active.
Something we like to see. Seem to be a lot more keen in these last few rounds to get a wriggle on. Mediocrity's position yet to be seen out. Westmountain's got all that utility. Will be flushed out from the Molotov. He's looking to get up really, really close. We'll find one alongside flying. Mediocrity, though, gets out. Westmelon inside the smoke. He's going to be able to pick up 1 and 2. A Fufu with a good flash, even from the grave. And now in this 1v2, Mediocrity has already picked up one, recovered the weapon, bomb still in hand, 20 seconds. Probably still does have to finish B. 15 seconds. I don't think he's got enough to rotate all the way around A. He's got to get a wiggle on. He might be able to just find this plant, but immediately you're already going to see Zaka train the aim straight onto the line. Not enough time. Molotov even. Zaka's going to walk through that. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. It's done. The pressure is too much for Mediocrity. And unfortunately, in that round, he lives up to his namesake.
Gets ran out with the hand cannon. And unfortunately, despite making things competitive, I mean, all they really did is max out Lynn Vision's loss bonus, which led to gun rounds on gun rounds. And it turns out Lynn Vision pretty good at winning those, as showcased in the maps we've seen tonight. GR Gaming now back onto the half by here. Tech 9 Armor Force. Initial util just contesting the map with a bunch of different smokes. Thereabouts everywhere. That molly's probably not gone where it was supposed to. But they're going to kick off this B execute nonetheless, it looks like.
Last ditch effort. One more chance. But even irrespective of the total outcome, obviously the thing about these matches is, you know, BO1s, there's multiple of them. They do carry their weight in gold throughout the group stages of this competition, and without a conversion, it doesn't really mean too much, but these games are getting close for GR Gaming. Let's see if this final pitch effort towards the site with the Mackies can get the job done. 2 frags there, but traded. 3v3 bomb planted. Now in this rotation, they are looking to get aggressive. They still want to try and fight this fight and really put it back on. One and Amelia trying to deny Nation. Last man standing, and it will be Zaka. Too close to secure the bag for Lynn Vision, and a victory in this second best of one of the night on Ancient, 13-9. And as I said, you know, I don't want to take anything away tonight from GR Gaming, because they certainly did show us that they have what it takes to step up against some of these more experienced teams in Lynn Vision. But unfortunately, Mitch, even despite the changes to this roster, the core 3 of Lynn Vision remains super strong.
Yeah, for sure. I think, honestly, outside of like one half where Lynn Vision kind of smashed them a little bit, GR Gaming was pretty competitive on 3 halves of Counter-Strike tonight against Lynn Vision. Nothing to scoff at. They did pretty well. It's just unfortunately, that's not really going to matter too much in the overall standings here of ECL. They still do go down 0-2 to Lynn Vision tonight. But look, with the consistency we've seen from GR Gaming, making it pretty decent in playoffs in a lot of these Asian tournaments, ECL included, you know, they usually make it playoffs, like, you know, top 4, top 6 kind of thing. I think regardless of this result in the overall round robin stage, they're probably still going to do pretty well for themselves, and we'll have learned a couple of things for those maps anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was just sort of looking at some previous results because, like, you know, they've been Having some interesting ones sort of back and forth. Obviously, you know, GR Gaming have had some pretty competitive opponents, but then at the exact same time, you know, they've also gone down to teams like Kenla. So they're a very sort of up and down team, I guess, in that regard. But I think they can definitely sort of show what it takes. And yeah, that's all we can really hope for some of these teams, as you mentioned. But instead of being that gatekeeper, we want to see them rise to the challenge, take it a little bit further. But tonight, unfortunately, is not that night. But speaking on more positive things, I got at least one map right? Kadir player to watch in the form of Amelia. He had an absolute heater on Ancient. He just came straight out the gate. I think, you know, in the first sort of 5 or 6 rounds, he already matched up his kills from the previous map, just sort of taking those Angels and pretty confident to just run it and gun it and go for those eco frags at the very, very get-go. But then very impactful when it came down to the more competitive gun rounds towards the latter part of that map. So overall, pretty happy result. But Mitch, before we close up the night, I think it's absolutely bucketing down here in WA for the evening. Any closing thoughts for the night before we catch back up tomorrow?
Not really. Just keen to watch some more of these ECL games, see how the round robin stage develops. We've got a lot of Asian Counter-Strike matches going on, a lot of tournaments going on, and these are the kind of matches that you got to watch closely, because we do have a pretty big major coming up, going to be in the region, and we're hoping that one of these teams and the relative strength of the region is going to be good enough to maybe do something interesting at that tournament, and that's why we watch these kind of tournaments.
Absolutely, it is indeed. Asia is looking strong globally, and hopefully all we can do is aim for more of that opportunity and grow the region even further to make global Counter-Strike as competitive as it could be. But for us guys now, thank you very much for being a part of the evening, and we'll see you all tomorrow.